The new year, a major decision on a proposed Jacksonville development is all the talk at City Hall. That's Lot J, right? A final vote could happen in just days, we're told now, and if it passes, Jacksonville taxpayers would be on the hook for more than $230 million in public subsidies for this project outside TIAA Bank Field. No doubt it has faced some backlash, and now, as On Your Side's David Jones reports, an influential group of Jacksonville citizens has launched a campaign against this project.
Just like the failed JEA sale, Lot J was rigged to bypass standard procedures.
This new TV spot from watchdog group OurJax, part of a campaign hitting back hard against the proposed Lot J development.
Rigged to make an unprecedented $65 million 50-year interest-free loan, a taxpayer gift.
The group, led by Jacksonville political heavyweights like Audrey Moran and Chairman Michael Ward, putting pressure on City Council to reject the deal ahead of a potential preliminary vote of approval next week.
We didn't do any of the normal protections for the taxpayers in what is going to be one of the biggest investments of our city.
Ward says the group is concerned with the numbers in the deal, the council auditor's office estimating a 44-cent on the dollar return on investment. The mayor's office, though, has argued return calculations do not take into account other potential development nearby, which could be spurred by the project. OurJax also criticizing the transparency of the deal. Lot J was negotiated behind closed doors between Mayor Lenny Curry's office and JAG's owner Shad Khan's development team.
Here's one of the largest investments we'll ever be making, with one of the least reviews of anything we do. I mean, much smaller investments go through a very thorough vetting, make sure there's a adequate return, make sure that their plans are clear and crisp, and there's accountability for everybody in this process. None of this happened in the Lot J deal.
The group is calling on people to contact their council member and lobby against the project, saying it should be scrapped and negotiations should start over. Lot J could be approved as early as next Thursday when the entire council meets again to take it up. David Jones, First Coast News, on your side.